Hello everyone, Zayyina Musyarrofa is here with the last student identity 112 and I come from class 4C. So here I want to present my article summary to complete my final examination from extensive reading lessons. But before that, I'm sorry because I will oftenly see my screen on my laptop. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, let's jump into the first article, which talk about EFL learners' difficulties in speaking English. So this article explores the main difficulties faced by non-English major students at University of Tidar in speaking English. So as we can see the data here, the researchers conduct surveys and analyze speaking performance and found that grammar errors here were the most common problem, followed by pronunciation and vocabulary issue. The study is important because it provides real data on the challenge that students face. It also can helping teachers to design better strategies, especially focusing on grammar and pronunciation. But however, this study is limited since it only looks at non-English majors and doesn't provide detailed practical. Okay, let's jump into the next slide. So the second article, influence of video games on the acquisition of the English language. So it investigates how video games can influence English language learning. According to the survey, many students believe that playing games, especially RPGs and light novels, help them improve their vocabulary and pronunciation. This is interesting, right? Because it shows how an engaging and enjoyable medium can motivate learners. However, the article also points out that video games cannot replace formal classroom instruction, and it doesn't explore grammar improvement deeply. Also, the study was limited to one institution, so the results might not apply everywhere, or the effectiveness of video games is still inferior compared to formal instruction. Moving to the next slide. So, the importance of vocabulary in language learning and how to be taught. So, this article highlights the crucial of vocabulary in language learning. It argues that vocabulary is the foundation of communication, and without enough words, learners cannot express themselves effectively. And also, this article provides various teaching techniques that can help teachers improve students' vocabulary. Although it's over a strong theoretical background, it lacks empirical data or discussion about specific challenge students face in mastering vocabulary. So it's like discussion and also not direct empirical data in the field. So yeah, it still make the article is still less. Okay, moving to the next slide. The importance of using games in EFL classroom. Okay, this qualitative study focused on using games, specifically the game Twister, to teach English vocabulary to beginner students. So the findings suggest that games create a fun and interactive learning environment, which increase motivation and reduce anxiety. So this is valuable because it addresses the emotional side of learning. But however, the study only involved 2 students and one of type of games, so the findings cannot be generalized widely. Okay, moving to the next slide. The implementation of using small group discussion in an EFL classroom. So the fifth article explores how small group discussion can be implemented in a vocational EFL classroom. So the researchers is using finding in vocational school. Okay, so the study found that group discussion helps students understand material better, become more active, and gain confidence. All students agreed that this method suits their learning context well and help them express their opinions. And for me, I also agree with this, with all of the students' opinion. This shows the power of collaborative learning in motivating students and improving their analytical skills. But still, the study was limited to they just using 2 sessions. So like we don't know how long-term effects or doesn't deeply explore the implementation challenge like passive students or task division. moving to the next slide. So in the sixth article, Instagram as an education platform for EFL learners. So the use of Instagram as a learning platform was studied at Turkish University. So the research combined surveys and experiments and found that Instagram use significantly increased students' motivations, language exposure, and test score. This highlights how social media can extend learning beyond the classroom in a fun and interactive way. I think it can be related to all of generation right now, right? But however, the study was limited to one university and didn't address possible distraction or privacy concern. Like they doesn't discuss potential distraction and privacy issues from using Instagram. Moving to the next slide, the impact of using YouTube in EFL classroom on enhancing EFL students' content learning. So this is still same with Instagram or video game, which can boost students' learning motivation. So let us see. So this article examines YouTube as a tool to improve EFL students' theoretical understanding. They're using an experimental design that here the benefits I put here. This is I think you can understand to see the evidence, like it's more boost like how the media and the excitement works. So the media is significantly enhanced material understanding through engaging and easily accessible video media, and the excitement it encourages learning motivation and active interaction in EFL classes. So this is relevant for today's digital generation, but since the study was limited to one course and university, so the results may not be generalizable. It's like lack of discussion of technical challenge and obstacles in implementing YouTube as a learning medium. Okay, moving to the next slide, it's talking about understanding EFL students' errors in writing. So, this article analyzed common writing errors among Thailand EFL students. So, they focusing on how their mother tongue influenced their mistakes. So, here also I put the most common error were literal translation from their mother tongue, word choice, tense, preposition, and punctuation. Another one is interlingual errors dominate, especially in grammar, followed by lexis and writing mechanism. So this study is useful because it helps teachers understand where students struggle most and tailor their teaching accordingly. But however, it's only focused on Thailand students. There are also still many countries like Thailand students, right? And it doesn't provide specific strategies to fix this error. Okay, the next article is Motivating Students in the EFL Classroom, a case study of perspective. So, this article explores factors affecting motivation among EFL students in Lebanon. So, it found that students were often demotivated by uninteresting materials and a heavy focus on writing. So, while teacher felt restricted by rigid this article recommends here there are 4 sections. So this article recommends integrating communicative methods, varying materials, using technology, and also adapting needs-based structure. This dual perspective from students and teacher is insightful, though the study is limited to one university and lack quantitative data. Quantitative data to measure effectiveness of proposed strategy. Okay, so we're finally in the last article, which is talking about the extent of AI applications in EFL learning and teaching. So this article provides a systematic review of how artificial intelligence is being applied in EFL learning and teaching. It covers various AI technologies like chatbots and speech recognition. Also, it's highlighting their potential to personalize learning. They also give instant feedback and increase student engagement. Do you guys relate with it? So, but despite this promise, many AI applications are still theoretical and face ethical and practical challenge, such as privacy and teacher readiness. So this review calls for more research and real-world implementation. Before I close this presentation, let's see the interconnections between all these articles. So I have divided into 7 sections. The first one is core language challenge. I have put that about the article which is talking about speaking, vocabulary, and writing, and the second box that are motivation and engagement, such as article talking about video games, YouTube or Instagram, and another. And the third one is innovative media and technology. Of course, it's talking about article who talking about technology. You can read it alone. The fourth one is collaborative and interactive learning, such as like small group discussion and also a case study. And the fifth one is teacher's role and curriculum design. You can read it alone. The sixth one is physical and affective factors, and the seventh and the last is research context and generalizability. So this times article form an integrated framework where understanding learners' difficulties, boosting their motivation through engaging and collaborative methods, leveraging technology AI, and adapting teaching strategies are all interconnected pillars of effective EFL education. Okay, when we look at these 10 articles together, we see a clear picture that EFL learners face linguistic challenge that need targeting teaching strategies, but also motivation and engagement are equally important. So innovative tools like video games, social media, YouTube, AI, and others, they offer exciting opportunities to make learning more interactive and personalized. But at the same time, teachers also must understand learner errors and adapt their methods accordingly. So this holistic approach can help improve EFL learning outcomes effectively. I think that's all from my presentation. I hope this is be useful and meaningful to all of you, regardless of your background, whether you are student, teacher, or working in any field, because this topic is relevant to anyone interested in improving English skills or understanding language learning better. Okay, and the last I say bye. Thank you for watching.